Hello. I just wanted to discuss with you a couple of things that have come up in the news media and, of course, within my inner circle, my sphere of influence and the people around me. I just want to say that everything that's going on right now is going on for a reason, and there is no such thing as randomness, especially in this aspect. We talk about economics and economic problems, and the reason why this is happening is there, no matter what the government might think, printing more money doesn't help. That there always is a finite amount of money in the world and a finite amount of gold. And even if you don't count um, inflation, so to speak, that this finite amount of money influences us. There are a lot of people I know that also have helped to exacerbate the situation. And these people have several things going on. Some of them do not have jobs, do not want jobs. Other people are so greedy that they're hoarding all their money and they're not sharing it with others. Then there are the other people that never worked a day in their life and are free living off the system, where they go back and forth through um, Medicare and disability and Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that. And there are a lot of people that are doing this, along with a lot of people who legitimately need it. Now, I, however, are kind of in the middle. If you need it, then you need it. But if you want it, you're just making the situation worse for yourself and everybody else. This me situation is not helping our country as a whole. It is making your standard of living worse than it actually would be. And it's making the standard of living of those who work around you worse off as well. So when you think about yourself, stop to think what you're doing to others. You don't see it directly, but in economics they call it externalities, and these externalities are negatively affecting others. And then, of course, there's the psychological side. And you could say psychologically, this me is sucking the life out of the rest of the people. And you need to stand up, take responsibility for yourself, and do something. Everybody has a role to play, no matter whether or not you say this is a spiritual issue or an ethical issue or just simply an economic issue. You need to stop and think, how can I better myself? And how can I help others? Kennedy once said, it's not what you can do for yourself, it's what you can do for your country. And that was in, preceding the war. But it rings true for any age. And you need to realize this. Because once you start to realize this, you are going to be so much better off. You can still be an individual, but you can grace yourself and grace others with, you know, better things. So there are a couple countries that are actually surviving the economic downturn, believe it or not. And they think more from a national standpoint. They make and buy their own products within their own country, and it's actually keeping them up. And I have nothing wrong or I have no problems against China. China has been very traditional up until the last 50 years, and of course, with the um, transfer of Hong Kong back into Chinese power, they have experienced a tremendous uptick in economic um, situations. And of course, we're feeling it because we rely so much on them. But what I want to hope to do um, is to impress upon you how important it is for everybody to help everybody else in order to sustain everybody else. This me attitude is not getting things done. And I see it getting worse and worse every day. And with me going to college, I'm seeing even more because the professors vaguely talk about it, and they are a little more liberal than I am. And then others are actually trying to be as impartial as possible, which I think is great in a professor. So, but with all the classes that I've had, and the background with psychology and economics and science and stuff like that, I see this come up in several fields. Finance, oh my gosh, accounting, you know, think about general math. 1 plus 1 equals 2, okay? So if you're thinking about yourself, that's just 1. And when you think about somebody else, that's 2. So you have twice the benefits, okay? So maybe this will help us. Maybe we need to start back at, I'm not going to say that bad word, grassroots issue. But maybe we need to go back to fundamentals and start again and to build back up. All of us can be well off. All of us can be um, satisfied without having to be greedy or selfish or lazy or unappreciative. Everything that we get, we should appreciate it and hopefully share it with others so it can increase the circulation. And I hope you feel this way too.